And
big hand, yeah, from the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
They used to have this cream that you could rub on certain parts of your body that it said it would, enlarge them. But if you rub it on there, and it seems to me, wouldn't it make your hands large too?
It would.
It would.
Is that why you have such big hands?
I guess so. Anyway, welcome to Double Talk.
Yes.
You've caught us in the midst of a conversation. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, and we are Talk of the Town. We are Talk of the Town. It's like you say things and they occur. It's amazing.
We say it here and it comes out there.
Yeah, this is smart. You were going to start because you wrote the list. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It doesn't matter. You never do anyway.
I've been underground all week for the last 2 weeks.
Well,
One week.
Well, I was reading the paper today.
Yes.
Or not today, the other day.
What are you going to do with those large hands of
yours? And it came out and said that Las Cruces has the third highest tax burden of any city in the state. Third highest, higher even than Santa Fe. Why is that?
Because they know you're here.
Oh.
You jerk. Why don't you just go move to Anthony?
Why?
Because Anthony has less of a tax burden. We're the third largest city.
No, we're not. We're second.
We're the second largest city. Rio Rancho is the second largest tax burden, and Albuquerque is the first largest. The reason Santa Fe is not larger is because they're talking proportionally. The tax assessments on houses in Santa Fe are so enormous that even with their small tax burden, they actually pay more than us, so they're making lots of money. They also sell more in terms of product, so their sales tax doesn't have to be as large as ours to make a lot of money. They're doing very well with less of a burden.
You're saying they pay
proportionally less?
No, the sales tax there is higher.
It doesn't matter. They sell more. The sales tax there is higher, but you're saying that the real estate tax is lower. Really? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know if it is or not. I'd be sure.
You should have read the article before you said this.
No, I just don't think that it is lower there.
They make more money, and they spend more. They have more in taxes, but
everything's more expensive.
Proportionally, they pay less taxes. That's all. Well, facts are funny.
We're paying too many taxes here, I think. Don't you think?
What is too many taxes? What road would you rather not have to drive through? What police officer would you rather not come to your house when they start to steal your cat?
Oh, I don't want any police officers going to my house for any reason at all.
Well, they probably should.
I'll handle it myself.
I'll tell you guys where to look if you want to go look.
Okay,
when would you rather have your streets have lighting on them? There's a number of things that taxes buy that you don't realize. Wouldn't you rather have these charming children in school than on the streets mugging you?
I do know this. We have the best potholes tax money can buy.
We don't have that, for an area that has ridiculous drainage, we don't have that many potholes.
Oh, they're all over town.
Potheads. Yes.
Potheads?
We have a lot of potheads. Not that many
I don't think they
potholes.
pay many taxes, do they?
Well, once it becomes legal, they will.
Well, then they'll tax it like
cigarettes. Then they'll tax pot.
Sure, what's
You
wrong
should
with
move
that?
your chin up. You're going to cut your chin on that box. Oh, darn.
It is sharp,
Yeah, so that's how taxes cut,
You can get a paper cut off that thing right there.
Yeah. Where else do you get the benefits that you're going to get when you retire? Oh, wait, you're not going to get any benefits.
Not from
taxes
those taxes that they're talking about.
Well, everything is, you pay sales, you pay tax on your real estate.
Yes.
That you own. You're a real estate owner.
Property tax.
Right.
Yes.
So if you didn't pay taxes on that property, there wouldn't be a space for your property.
Well,
wouldn't be anywhere.
It's not my property anyway. If you don't pay your taxes, you don't own it. They'll take it away from you lickety-split, so you don't really own that property.
No,
they just kind of lease it to you.
That's right. That's because it's in their town, isn't it?
Yes.
And they have to get a street there, and they have to put street cleaners there. And even though you gave up paying your utilities, they're still going to come by with a garbage truck. And you could throw crap in your neighbors.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah. So
well, my old friend Scott Fink from back east, he says that we don't pay nearly enough property tax here.
We don't pay as much. My sister in Long Island, she has a house that here would be worth $160,000. She pays $10,000 a year in taxes.
Ooh.
But her house is assessed at about $450,000.
That still seems high.
It's very high, but they say their schools are better. Well, they do have very good schools out in Long Island.
Yeah.
They have a lot of services. There's so many highways. There's so much traffic. There's a lot of hospitals. You don't really pay. Sometimes you pay for hospitals.
Some of them, yeah.
But taxes go to pay for things that you take for granted. People don't realize that taxes actually pay for things you're getting. The fact that you're able to drive your car is amazing to me.
Oh, you mean the fact that it runs?
No, the fact that you know how to drive a car.
Oh, that's true.
That's just amazing. I can't believe that. So yes, so the third largest, we are up there in the strata of the largest cities. New taxes, I think they should put a tax on every child going to school.
Tax the kids?
Tax the kids. They're not paying enough taxes, the kids. You know, you have to look at where new taxes comes from. Here's something that I know people on this who are watching this and who are involved in this. Here's an interesting place where we don't tax. The churches.
Yeah, they should be taxed. They make a lot of money.
They do make a lot of money.
Sure.
You know, they do a lot of charitable things, but ultimately, what do they do with their money?
A lot of people do charitable things. They still pay taxes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
That'd be a good
Church
place
taxes,
to raise money.
I know I wouldn't necessarily be happy with that. I don't think it has to come to that. But if you think that you shouldn't pay taxes, well then, you know, wherever your church or synagogue or mosque, because in town we have at least one, maybe more.
Mosque.
And what do they call things from the later day saints? They call them temples. They don't pay taxes.
No, neither does Scientology.
But Scientology isn't a religion, it's a book.
They claim it's a religion.
Book. Really?
Yes. It's also, yes. Like any cult, it's a way of life.
Well, maybe I will join the cult of Stranger in a Strange Land, or something by...
well, we have our own cult here. It's called Channel 98.
The cult of Channel 98?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we don't mention any bestsellers that I'm going to join the cult
Speaking of driving, as we just
were, and
taxes, the county is seeking volunteer firefighters.
I would volunteer, because I think it looks like fun.
Can you drive a fire truck?
You don't have to drive a fire truck.
Somebody's got to.
You have to run out and walk into a burning building.
Sure.
That'd be exciting.
You have to run into buildings everybody else is running
out of. You're not supposed to run in.
No,
they say never run in. They say always walk.
Well, you have to run out sometimes.
You probably run out.
And,
probably with a guy on your back.
If somebody wants to be one.
You know how I could test? Get on my shoulder. Let me see if I could lift you. Huh?
I don't think so.
You're looking like you think I can't do it. You want me to put you on my shoulders and carry? You want me to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But not now.
Okay.
So if you want to be a volunteer firefighter, if you live in the county, they answer all the firefighting calls outside the city limits, and they sometimes even support inside the city limits if necessary, but it's usually not. It's usually the other way around. The city winds up supporting the volunteer firefighters sometimes.
You feel like you're doing something good. I think it's 15 hours of classes for 6 weekends.
Yes.
15 hours each weekend.
Sure, and there's always updating. You know, you always want to update your skills. Because you have to learn about first aid.
And then
CPR.
After you do that course, you can specialize and learn more stuff.
You can be a hose man.
I already am.
You can do all kinds of things. And so if you want to volunteer as a firefighter in the county, the number to call is 647-7921.
Read it right there.
647.
Wait, 6. How do you do a 4? 4, 7. Okay.
7921.
Yeah, give them a call.
Because you know the county, you pay less taxes in the county. For one reason being,
because you don't have firefighters. So do you want to pay more taxes or less taxes?
And, I live in the county. We don't even have fire hydrants.
Well, you don't deserve them.
So then the county has to bring their own water when they come fight a fire.
That's right. I think that's one of the sayings up there. They say, "Want to have a fire? Bring your own water."
Bring your own BYOW.
Yes. So, you know, you pay for minimal firefighting, and because it's your taxes, but you personally have to pay utilities because you pay utilities because you're getting something for what you're paying. You actually care about your electric and you care about your
water.
I care about your gas
trash.
right now.
Well, never mind.
Well,
you know,
don't go eat there anymore.
But everybody has to pay for their utilities.
But of course, when you pay your utilities, did you get a picture of what I asked you for?
What was that?
The toilet.
Yeah.
Okay. When you pay your utilities, this is not where you're supposed to put them. Picture of toilet coming up.
Yeah. That looks like your house.
Yes, well.
That's a very well-trained cat, by the way.
That's a good cat. But apparently, this weekend, somebody thought they should pay. Do you have a picture of a utility paying box? Did you get one of those?
Oh, I didn't know we had that.
Okay. Somebody used the utility box over at the...
as a toilet.
Yeah, wherever it was. The one for the city utilities as a toilet. So they really pooped it out. They said there's probably 100 checks in there.
Uh-huh.
that
It has to be remade
opinion.
out. Yes.
You have to remake it.
Well,
go make it.
It's a biohazard when something like that happens, and it has to be, environmental department has to show up, and it has to be. They probably have to take the thing all apart. It probably it's going to cost several $1,000s just to fix that.
And if you're making a statement, let's say, okay, they're making a statement, right? They're pissed at paying utilities.
Well,
that was the wrong number to deposit for being pissed.
That's true. They did a number two.
Yes.
And so now it's going to cost a lot of money, the tax money. It has to pay for. They're probably going to put a camera up there.
Or take it out totally.
Or get rid
so
of
then
it.
you have to walk into some place
Yes.
and do your business inside.
Right.
Which is going to
More
keep
hassle.
people from more what?
Hassle.
Oh, I didn't know what you said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now think what I know.
I didn't hear the H there.
Yes, more hassle from the.
Okay.
And so anyway, this is a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
What's this town coming to?
It is what it is,
Well,
Other towns probably have more ridiculous problems too. They probably shoot them up with machine guns. Don't get any ideas out there. It's just,
they don't need us to help them out. Then
we have enough stuff in the papers about weird crimes. We've decided not to talk. We're not going to. Oh yeah, we'll talk a little bit about crime, but not a lot of the weird things that are going on.
Speaking of plumbing. This is the time of year when people are making turkeys, they're making holiday feasts.
Hams, things that have grease in them.
Yeah, greasy things, big pot roast. Of course, you can do that all year long.
Is that one of our sponsors?
The thing you don't want to do, though, is dump the grease and oils down your drain, even if you're running hot water while doing so. When it gets far enough down through the pipes,
the water,
it gets cold.
Yes.
It solidifies, and it then clogs your pipes, and you'll have to have a plumber come out. And the last thing you want in the holiday season to have your pipes overflowing. Or not draining properly.
Oh, in your house, yes.
Yes.
Well, yes, everybody, after eating the greasy food that you've prepared for them, they don't want to have to go to the bathroom and have everything come back up in that direction. So you probably shouldn't be eating greasy foods anyway, so forget about that. But there are other things you should not throw down. We discussed this before because we've been through this. Do not throw, I found, spaghetti in your disposal unit and chop it up, because even though you think it's all steamed up and as puffy as it's going to get because it was in your boiling water, it gets in the pipes, it absorbs more water, and it just grabs them.
You know what? Once I didn't have a garbage disposal, but I had a bunch of leftover spaghetti. I dumped it in the toilet and flushed it. I probably shouldn't have done that, right?
No, I think that probably would have worked. I think that works.
It's a bigger pipe.
Yeah, it's a bigger pipe. It's the dimension is like it's 3-inch pipe as opposed to like a 1 or 2-inch pipe.
You know what else you shouldn't flush down the toilet?
Cats.
A trench coat. Don't ever do that.
Did
folks.
you try that once?
Don't. I plead the fifth. Why would I do such a thing? But don't ever try and flush a trench coat. Just fair warning.
After I thought you were going to say dental floss, but trench coat also you shouldn't flush.
Yes, you're right. Don't flush dental floss because they stick to the ragged edges of the pipe, and eventually it clogs up.
And then you got to call one of the many plumbers. We suggest Pronto plumbers.
Why is that?
Because they're our friends.
Oh.
Not because they sponsor us.
They don't. Why don't they?
I don't know.
We'll have to ask them that question.
No.
So,
not if you want to keep playing at their house. Okay. So after we talked about all the stupid things you can do, pay your utilities. One of the good things about stopping paying your utilities, you found out, is you don't have to pay for recycling, which you never did anyway.
So not on a vacant house. But if you have a vacant house, you still have to pay for the recycling bin.
If you pay for water.
$3.50. If you have any utilities whatsoever turned on in your
house.
Except
electricity.
If it's any city service, that means you have to pay for all the city services.
Yes. And this city has plenty of services. So I don't know why this is next, because...
because the campus is something that taxes pay for, too.
Yeah, that's true. It's
and
state
kids
taxes.
go to college, to state college, to state university. And apparently we have our share of crime here on campus.
Well, we have our share of crime dispersed evenly throughout the district, but unfortunately, the FBI figures came in for the last 5 years, and once again, we're at the top of a list where we should be at the bottom. We're at the top of the list of illiteracy and people dropping out of high school.
And we're 60%. The poorest county in the country.
We have the second highest, apparently, rate of violence on campus, but we all think that's kind of erroneous. It's a fairly safe campus. After you graduated, I think things became a lot safer.
Well, we won't go into that.
But those files are sealed.
Much of the crime on campus, though, is people coming from off campus onto campus and committing crimes such as robbery, thievery, rape, etc.
Oh, those are exciting things. Let's break and reassess that.
Okay, we'll be right back after these words.
My arm's frozen. You're supposed to, you know, you put on the hot.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Do you want to know the news? The Lost Cruises channel is now on 7 days a week. So keep it right here.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, but buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back. We were talking about crime on campus.
We are.
Specifically, New Mexico State University.
Some of the courses they teach are they're a crime.
Well, I'll tell you, the Aggie football team's a crime, that's for sure.
Well, that's true. Didn't they just lose by a point? Oh, and look, that's somebody scared on campus.
That's a co-ed running for her life, shrieking.
You know, the statistics, rape and murder is not that big. Last 5 years, only one of each.
Uh-huh. Well,
so that's not bad. But so there's a lot of, you know, I think what a lot of things happen is that they try to get people to park out by the stadium.
Yes, and it's a long walk in the dark.
It's a long walk. There's not a lot of people looking around. You're very far away from your car for a long time.
Trudging through the desert.
People go in there and rip off your CDs. They rip off your...
yeah, there's not a lot of lighting out there at night.
Radio. I think that's the majority of it. And there might be some crime on dorms. I don't know.
Well, they need to have walking patrols targeting certain areas like you mentioned at night.
You know, they put those call boxes all over the place. You really can't do anything if somebody breaks into your car and takes your leather jacket, for instance.
There's walking patrols out there. They can, you know, catch them in the act. Michael.
I was catching somebody in the act who was crawling, trying to steal your shoelaces.
So, you know, you say it's not that bad?
It's bad when it happens to you.
Yes, of course it's always bad when you're the victim of crime.
Yes, you don't want that to happen. But you have to look at statistically speaking, and personal evidence, personal stories of things are bad. But when you look at the statistics, well, not that bad.
Okay.
Even though FBI looked at them and said we were.
Well, what is bad? And I
what
feel
is bad?
Is a crime.
What?
Is the military.
Oh, it's a crime.
Women in the military.
That's a crime.
Well,
wait, what's the crime?
Well, almost one third of women in the military get raped at some point while they're in their service to our country.
And?
Women are more likely to be raped by a fellow soldier than killed by the enemy. Over 19,300 women have been raped in the Afghan war so far.
Aren't more women trying to get into combat positions? Probably so they could learn how to protect themselves. I mean, that would be...
Well, if they're not trying to get into combat.
Actually, they don't have to protect themselves.
If they join the army, they go where they're sent.
Yeah, and if they're raped by their coworkers, that's one of those things of coercion.
And yes, many of it happens with higher up officers, and they're afraid to report them. So anyway, there's a documentary film about this very topic showing today at 4 o'clock.
Oh, 4 o'clock in about 4 hours.
Yeah, about 4 hours, over at the Fountain Theater in Mesilla. It's called The Invisible War. And
you should see that so that you know what the situation is there? Is that what
so you know
saying?
What the situation is, and if you're a fan of documentary films, as we are.
More like, the other movie that's at the Fountain Theater, as long as you want to mention the Fountain Theater, is that Robot and Frank. Frank Langella. Remember Frank Langella? He was
he was Dracula.
Yeah. He's a very good actor.
He's one of my favorite actors.
And Susan Sarandon's in that movie too. And he's a guy who's a former safecracker, but his son. This takes place in the future. His son gets him a robot to help him in his retirement to do things. It's a good movie.
You seen it?
No, I'm going to go see it probably.
Oh, you're assuming it's good.
Probably tonight. I saw the coming attractions a number of times. It looks pretty good.
Okay. Well, you know what else is going on tonight?
You know what?
Well, the big fight tonight. Austin Trout.
Fish is fighting?
Yes, against Manny Cotto.
Manny Cotto? Did you write that down?
And
so he's fighting an Italian pasta dish?
Yes.
The guy's
salami.
There'll be a lot of
big salami.
Cotto.
That's tonight.
Cotto is a salami.
And it's on Showtime tonight. So if you have cable TV, you can watch it. Or satellite
if you have Showtime or something.
If you've got Comcast.
Or you could always go to a bar like the Buffalo Wild Wings probably is going to show that.
Hooters will have it. Most any bar will probably have it on because most bars would have Showtime. Or they come to your house.
They come to my house. We don't have Showtime.
Really?
No. Do you?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'll come over to your house.
Okay. And they figure the fight will get underway, well, at least the proceedings are about 8:30. They figure the two champs will enter the ring around 8:30.
Who's going to be the halftime show? Is there a halftime show?
No, there is no halftime.
No halftime?
And, of course, we only bring up the fact that we're having this fight because Austin Trout's from Las Cruces.
Yes.
So he's a big athletic star.
Who here has his autograph? Oh, we have somebody. Oh, everybody's got his autograph in this room.
In this audience?
Except me.
Our show.
I have a Trout, though, in my refrigerator.
Oh. Yeah. Farm raised.
Yes.
And also tonight.
Yes. I'm just sitting here waiting for tonight to happen.
Well, here's what you can do. You can go see a production tonight of The Egg, which is aerialist. It all takes place by people hanging from the ceiling on ropes and
are those people
straps.
Or is that a skull? That looks like a skull.
And it's tonight over at that very interesting studio. It's called the Gin Studios. Tonight
it's in the old gin mill.
It's in the old cotton gin.
Cotton gin.
Yeah, 6 o'clock tonight. You can see that, and then you can get home in time to see the fight at 8:30.
That looks like Cirque du Soleil, doesn't it?
Kind of does.
You've seen Cirque du Soleil.
Yes. Yeah. And then tomorrow at 2 o'clock they're going to do the same show again. It looks like a very interesting kind of production, very kind of out there. And
don't you feel like the necessity to go help that guy? You know,
cut him down?
His leg is stuck. Well, maybe loosen the knot and have him come down.
Well, the old cotton gin, let me tell you where it is.
Where? I know where it is.
It's down there on Compress Road, 430 North Compress Road.
People will know it by its looming triangular figure, pretty much. It looms into the sky.
It's a big steel building there.
You know what it looks like?
What?
A gin mill.
Cotton gin.
Cotton gin mill.
Yeah, Michael and I know that because we once did one of our TV shows about cotton ginning.
Yes.
And anyway, the cost to see the show is $10.
It looks like it's worth it just for those people's safety. You know, just to buy Band-Aids, they'll need that much money.
You know, hey, one of those ropes could break and you'd be there to see it.
I know. So bring your camera, huh?
It's like, yes, exactly.
We should do that. It'll be a news story. If that happens, we'll show it to you next week. Oh, speaking of next week, we're throwing this in the middle. We're going to do an Amaro tasting next week.
What is Amaro?
Amaro is not today.
Oh.
Yes.
The day after Amaro.
No, the day after Amaro is not the. It'll be
Tuesday.
next week.
And
Amaro is an aperitif or a digestif, which is like a digestif. Some are aperitifs.
Is it like a leitmotif?
Yes.
Is it anything like that at all?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
It's like a vermouth, but it's like halfway between a vermouth and a Campari. Do you know what Campari is?
Campari.
Campari is like a bitter aperitif.
Oh, sounds delicious.
You're going to be testing them.
Okay. Yeah, Michael and I would do our usual taste testing.
Yes, we're going to do taste testing. We may have a special guest star. I don't like to promise anything from Toucan Market.
From Toucan, where we get all these things sometimes.
We're not getting any. These are all mine.
These are yours.
Yes.
Okay. And so, yeah, and that'll all be happening from our secret location.
Yes, we'll be
where
filming
we have our tasting chamber.
So the egg is tonight. What's happening? Pet adoptions.
Pet
adoptions
like to
going
talk
on today.
About that. They're going on today right now, as they always do on Saturday, until 12 or 1 o'clock on the Farmers Market downtown. And then, of course, until 3 o'clock this afternoon at Petco.
Remember, don't just get a pet to appease your little kid who's not going to take care of it. No. If you are not committed to taking care of a pet, don't adopt one.
It's $25 for cats.
And what else?
And
how much for dogs?
Oh, dogs. Dogs a little bit more. I don't know why.
I think it's $15 a paw. But that's only for paw people. Let's see.
Now, also, right here on Channel
What's
98,
this?
free phones are available.
What?
Yeah, if you want a free phone, this is for people on low-income people or no-income people out of work. You can get a free Assurance Wireless is providing free cell phones, $250 worth of free minutes of voice service for local and long distance, and 250 free text messages monthly to low-income eligible New Mexico residents. And in New Mexico, more than 30% live below the poverty line. Now, if you want to get in on this, email us here at Channel 98, and we'll get you in touch with all this
info at
all the
LCC 98.
Yeah, this is one of our programs here at Channel 98 to get you your free phone.
So these are wireless phones, it says.
Cell phones.
How do wireless phones work without wires?
It's a mystery. Like, it's like religion. It's just a mystery.
Or science altogether.
Absolutely.
What else? Oh, Rocky Horror Show. This is the last night to see Rocky Horror Show.
Isn't it not on tomorrow?
I believe probably not. They
Sunday
don't do
matinee.
that. Could be a Sunday matinee.
I think so.
But do you realize this weekend is the last time anybody will be seeing a show in the Herschel Zone Theater on campus? Because after this, they're migrating to the
new
one,
theater.
the new crazy. Some people call it an eyesore. I've seen eyesores.
My eyes
That's
are sore.
just pretty weird.
You have sore eyes anyway.
Sore eyes, yes. Notice I'm not wearing sunglasses, so they're less sore.
But anyway, it's the last show tonight.
William Zimmerman does a great job. I just saw the guy who plays, what's his name?
Riff Raff.
Riff Raff. He's taking classes.
Teddy Aspen's in there. He's the co-host of the show. He's in the show as well. He plays
good.
2 parts.
2 parts.
Yeah.
And he's taken a part.
Yes,
as one of them.
That's true. You get to see his parts.
Yeah, this is why they can't say what are we having for dinner? You can't say meatloaf because his name isn't Meatloaf.
Speaking of food, I had lunch today at Miguel's.
I didn't know that. You didn't invite me.
Yesterday at Miguel's. Miguel's there on
I
Amador.
like Miguel's. We often eat there
across the street from the bowling
like
alley. I highly recommend Miguel's restaurant.
I like
good
their
Mexican
tacos.
Food. Everything's good. I like the salsa bar.
And you know what? They're friendly. Even though you walk up, you get the food, you still feel like they're friendly.
They are friendly, and the service is very fast. They're very reasonably priced. I'll take them over C Senor any day.
Oh, I agree. And they'll take you.
Yes,
I'll take them too.
Oh, and by the way.
Yes? What's next? Nothing. We're leaving.
What's the redneck's final words?
Ouch. It's hot out there.
Hey, fellas, watch this.
With that, we better leave.
We're out of town.
Yes,
Thanks for watching us. We'll be back here again next Saturday morning at 11 o'clock right here on Channel 98. That's a Double Talk.